For the meeting of English League giants Arsenal and Liverpool for the CALTEX Cup. Arsenal defending the title they won last year by defeating South Korea. Now their arch rivals from England are bidding to take the trophy from them. Matches between the two are always highly competitive. This one will be no exception, of course, with Arsenal having recently pipped Liverpool to win the English League title. Not only pride at stake, there's the trophy and $60,000 in prize money too. Well, there were two classic encounters when the two teams met in league action last season. First at Highbury in December, Arsenal ahead through a scrambled goal from Paul Merson with just under half an hour gone. Into the second half and a penalty for Arsenal. Swedish international Anders Limpar brought down by Gary Gillespie. Lee Dixon, such an assured penalty taker, makes it 2-0. Liverpool's misery is complete 2 minutes from the end from Merson's back heel. Alan Smith scores Arsenal's third for the most emphatic win. Then at Anfield in March, with the teams level on points at the top of the table, it's Merson again who steers in the goal that earns his team 3 most valuable points in the chase for the title. Setback from which Liverpool never recovered in the following weeks. And Arsenal, under George Graham's shrewd guidance, duly went on to collect the Barclays League trophy for 1991. It's here then, in the British colony of Singapore, that Arsenal and Liverpool's rivalry is renewed, this time for the CALTEX Cup. Singapore, of course, one of the Eastern world's leading commercial centres. Which plays host to Arsenal and Liverpool, and here in the National Stadium, well, there's a big, excited crowd waiting to see the two teams who've recently dominated the English League scene now competing for this trophy, the CALTEX Cup. So then, to news of the team lineups. Arsenal, captained by Tony Adams, one of their 3 central defenders. In midfield, young David Hillier is preferred to the more experienced Michael Thomas and David Rocastle. That's a measure, really, of how well he's been playing. David Hillier keeping out 2 England internationals. And up front, well, George Graham has chosen the partnership of Kevin Campbell and Alan Smith. Smith with 27 goals last season, but also with Paul Merson and Perry Groves among the substitutes. As for Liverpool, well, they are still without their injured captain Ronnie Whelan. No Gary Gillespie, Jan Mulby or Steve McMahon either. But there is a place at the back for Mike Marsh, who only made his full debut for the first team last Saturday in the game against Tottenham. England internationals Peter Beardsley and John Barnes, both in the starting lineup there. And of course, wearing the number 9 shirt, Welsh striker Ian Rush, 26 goals for him in the last campaign. So then, we're all set for the kickoff. Liverpool in their familiar red, about to set this game in motion, attacking the goal to our left. Arsenal in the predominantly yellow shirts. Very humid conditions in Singapore, although there has been some rain in the past 48 hours or so, and there will be some surface water for the players to contend with. Two teams with so much to look forward to next season. Not only the resumption of their domestic tussle, but also their return to Europe, of course. Arsenal in the Champions Cup and Liverpool in the UEFA Cup. This is Tony Adams for Arsenal. Such great rivalry between the two teams down the years. I wonder which of them is going to come out on top today in this CALTEX Cup match. A crowd of around 50,000 in the stadium to cheer the two teams on. This is Hussein. Steve Nicol given away though to Hillier. Now Lee Dixon, one of the England internationals in the Arsenal side. And that was another one there, Alan Smith, denied by the Liverpool defence. And the flamboyant and controversial figure of Bruce Grobbelaar, of course, in goal for Liverpool. But Alan Smith, what a season he has had for Arsenal. And indeed forcing his way back into the England side under Graham Taylor. Now, Steve Staunton for Liverpool. Free kick awarded to Liverpool by local referee Roger Manicombe. Beardsley threading it through. An astute piece of thinking then by Beardsley. And also by David Seaman to thwart the danger. Paul Davis for Arsenal. Arsenal champions of England for the 10th time. And it really was an outstanding campaign for them. Only one league defeat. And they conceded just 18 goals throughout the season. Now here's Smith combining with Campbell. A chance! Oh, Grobbelaar with the save. Down goes Limpar. Saving tackle from Staunton, and somehow Liverpool survive. But a genuine threat there. The teamwork of Smith and Campbell, who forces his way through. He's a very powerful front runner, but he couldn't beat Grobbelaar. Now David O'Leary, Arsenal's most experienced player, of course. Off goes Campbell. Grobbelaar herring out of his goal. A roar of approval from the crowd, hoping to see some of Bruce's familiar exploits. Burrows, shackled by Davis. Bruce Grobbelaar, who's now passed 500 games in goal for Liverpool. John Barnes, rush ahead of him. Good skill by Barnes. Now David Speedy with Rush, hoping for the cross. Came in the end from Burrows. And in the end, Arsenal get it away. So aware of the potency up front of Rush and Barnes. This is Houghton. Tackling back though by Limpar. It's been a real success for Arsenal since his move from Cremonese in Italy. Swedish international Limpar. Did just fade away a little towards the end of the season, Limpar, but early on scored some cracking goals and certainly played a most important role in Arsenal's drive towards the title. O'Leary. He won't be too pleased with that pass. The man who holds the all-time record appearances for Arsenal. Nearly 700 League and Cup games since 1975. And the crowd basking in the sunshine and enjoying this match between these old adversaries. Now Burrows. Here's Rush with Barnes. Always a buzz around the ground when Barnes has the ball. They know all about him in Singapore. Barnes with the shot, and clutched out of the air then by Seaman. Fine goalkeeping. An example of the skill and the footwork of John Barnes. Houghton very much involved there too. And the shot spinning through into the grateful arms of David Seaman. Smith with Nicol. Smith towering over Nicol. And he's a tough and determined defender, is the Scotsman. Getting the better there of Alan Smith, and it's indeed a Liverpool throw taken by Houghton. This is Mike Marsh. A rare opportunity in the first team for him then. Now Dixon. Too many Liverpool defenders in the end, and it was a reassuring figure of Glenn Hussein who brought it away for Liverpool. Now Staunton. Well shielded then by Rush, but no, the referee saw it another way. In fact, he's given the free kick to Arsenal, taken by David O'Leary. Winterburn. Now Limpar. Little flick off from Campbell. Dixon going on. And Grobbelaar out bravely. And just past the post from Alan Smith. So again, Liverpool struggling to hold on. Dixon, good work from him. There's Grobbelaar courageously out at Dixon's feet, and Smith following up, guided it just past the post. But already the strength of Campbell is posing problems for Liverpool, and also the persistence there of Lee Dixon. Beardsley for Barnes. Now Campbell. Oh, he was surrounded by red shirts, but just look at his perseverance. He's been quite a revelation, Kevin Campbell, since coming into the Arsenal side. A lot of important goals towards the end of the season. And he's certainly one to watch out for in the future. Ian Rush now. Barnes in the middle, Speedy's in there too. There's Speedy. He climbs so high, David Speedy, for a small man. Seems to have springs in his heels. Speedy once more. Kenny Dalglish's last signing for Liverpool, David Speedy, before his shock resignation. Now Houghton. It's Beardsley. And clearly a foul then on John Barnes. Well, I think probably saw that one coming from Tony Adams. He made absolutely certain that he didn't create any danger there, and you can see just how wet it is. John Barnes, if he wasn't covered in mud before, he certainly is now. After that clattering tackle from Tony Adams, the Arsenal skipper. Now, will Barnes curl one in from here, or Beardsley perhaps? It's Barnes, and it's saved by Seaman, but the slippery ball he couldn't hold on to, and it slipped away from him. Barnes with Houghton, drilling it across. And this time it's Arsenal's turn to breathe a sigh of relief. As the proverb is checked. A lot of youngsters in the crowd here. All, I'm sure, with their own particular favourites out there on the pitch. Dixon's pass, clearly two Arsenal players offside. It's a tight race, of course, between the two, Arsenal and Liverpool, for the League Championship, but in the end, Arsenal finishing 7 points clear, and Liverpool really fell away somewhat towards the end of the campaign, particularly after the exit of Kenny Dalglish and the turmoil and trauma surrounding it all. Speedy's pass, John Barnes onto it. Whipping the ball across. Then in from Burrows towards Speedy. Marsh. Steve Nicol to Steve Staunton. Scotsman to an Irishman. Now Nicol with a chance to drive forward. Well, the referee saw nothing wrong, and it's Winterburn for Arsenal. Paul Davis. Campbell. Rather casual pass sent from Tony Adams, which might have been more costly than it proved.
Davis finding Campbell. Arsenal with the better chances so far. And Liverpool not really into full flow as yet. Limpar, lovely skill. And that has to be a foul. Limpar looking very aggrieved by the challenge. He says, I've got your number. Busy little player, Anders Limpar. Grobbelaar, hoping all is well ahead of him. As Liverpool organise their ranks to defend this free kick. Chipped in by Davis, and at the end a comfortable catch for Bruce Grobbelaar. Paul Davis pulling the strings in midfield for Arsenal. It's a nice turn then by Speedy. John Barnes. Looking on David O'Leary. But the Arsenal man sticking to him so well. Too many strikers get the better of David O'Leary. It's George Graham. Manager of the year, of course, after his success in guiding Arsenal to the title. And this for the second time in 3 years. David Speedy, who was a bit of a surprise signing really by Kenny Dalglish, but he's popped up with some useful goals. Keeping his place in the side under Graham Souness. Beardsley losing out. It's Hillier and Beardsley battling back. So there's no lack of competitive edge in this game. Now Houghton with Barnes. A lovely layoff in from Barnes. First time strike two. And Seaman having to brush it wide. Hardly gave that a second thought then, John Barnes, as the half chance came his way. Lashing it through with his left foot. So a corner to Liverpool, and Graham Souness, seeing his team now beginning to enjoy a bigger share of the play. Still no goals. Arsenal, remember, with the better of those two league encounters, winning both last season. And they certainly turned on the style in the home game when they beat Liverpool by 3-0 and were good value for their win up at Anfield as well. Hussein. Now this is Nicol, captaining the Liverpool side. Here's Staunton. Burrows, too long for Barnes, but off goes Rush, pouncing onto the through ball. Barnes now, for Speedy, the second chance for Speedy, and Seaman acrobatically turns it over the top. Magnificent goalkeeping then by Seaman, and Speedy will count himself most unlucky. as he seized on that second opportunity. And what a reflex save then by David Seaman. Well, David Speedy must have thought he was going to score then, but he reckoned without the agility of Seaman, who of course is vying with Chris Woods for the #1 England jersey. And if Graham Taylor's watching this game, the England manager, he will have done his cause no harm whatsoever. Alan Smith, Limpar taking over. He's a difficult man to tie down, Anders Limpar. Always pressurising opponents and always prepared to take them on too. Not too many people in England had heard much about Anders Limpar before he joined Arsenal, but they certainly know all about him now. It's Limpar taking the corner. The corner was from Bold. There's a real threat on set pieces, Steve Bold, especially on that near post. Now Marsh to Rush. Hussein. Has always seemed so cool under pressure, Glenn Hussein. But it's fair to say Liverpool haven't been as dominant at the back in recent times as they were maybe a few seasons back when Hansen and Lawrenson were in partnership. What a tandem they were. And they've been very hard to replace. Now Rush. Couldn't get away though from Davis, who tied his up very neatly. Lee Dixon, who played in the first 6 of the 7 internationals under Graham Taylor since he took charge. Campbell. Well, it was an awkward ball in, and Steve Nicol having to concede the corner. Kevin Campbell with 10 goals for Arsenal, most of them during the run into the title, when his form was such that he was chosen for the England under-21 side. Limpar's corner, again looking for Bold on that near post. Good work again by Limpar. Arsenal claiming the corner. Robillard just kept it in. And I think the referee's given a free kick anyway. But Limpar then is a real menace to Liverpool. Dancing past defenders. And Robillard, well, it's scooped away from him. Brucey pulls it back. And he got the decision anyway. So we're now in the last few seconds of the first half. Indeed, the referee is about to blow his whistle. An entertaining first 45 minutes, which I think the crowd have certainly enjoyed by the applause they're giving the two teams. Chances for both sides. Certainly a couple early on for Arsenal. Alan Smith most unlucky with his shot that went just past the post. But then John Barnes with 2 efforts. That proved the ability in the Arsenal goal of David Seaman. So no goals in the first half. We'll be back, of course, with the second half. To the National Stadium in Singapore as Arsenal start the second half. Arsenal against Liverpool for the CALTEX Cup. No goals so far. 1 or 2 changes at half-time. Paul Merson has come on for Anders Limpar, and Mike Thomas for David Hillier in the Arsenal lineup. There he is, Paul Merson, number 12. The change is made by George Graham. It looks pretty warm down there. It's an extremely hot day. Speedy for Liverpool. Now John Barnes. And the referee says no foul. And it's a goal kick to Arsenal. And in fairness, not really much of a complaint then from John Barnes. Though I felt he might have had a case for obstruction as Tony Adams challenged him. But the referee thought otherwise. And he's the man who counts. David Seaman, a couple of spectacular saves from him in the first half. Tony Adams, who's had such a traumatic year, of course, with his jail sentence, but then returning to lead Arsenal to the title. Marsh taking the free kick for Liverpool. Burrows with a chance to cross it in, and the flag goes up for offside. David Burrows, a real success for Liverpool during the past season, and now on the verge of an England call-up. Steve Nicol to Hussein. Staunton finds Beardsley. Barnes. It's a rather wayward pass, and Rush is onto it, and Rush has scored. Once more, the predatory skills of Ian Rush to the fore, and Liverpool, 4 minutes into the second half, to the delight of their supporters in the stadium, are ahead. Well, Arsenal got themselves in a bit of a tangle there, but just look at how quickly Ian Rush strikes. A beautiful chip over David Seaman. It's a classic strike. It stemmed really from Merson's poor back pass, which Winterburn couldn't control. And Rush pounces, and Arsenal are behind. So Graham Souness sees again the finishing touch of Ian Rush, providing his team with a goal. 26 for Rush in the past season, and he's now passed the 250 mark, League and Cup goals, that is, for Liverpool, and over 300 in his career. As Arsenal look to strike quickly back, Kevin Campbell once again proving a real handful for Liverpool. There's a strong aerial threat to Liverpool on these corners, with the likes of Bold and O'Leary and Smith. And Bruce Grobbelaar comfortably to the rescue for Liverpool. That's Terry Groves, so it looks as if he's going to be coming on soon for Arsenal. One of the strikers competing for a place up front. Free kick given against Mike Marsh, taken by Davis. Winterburn. It was Houghton who closed him down. And a yellow card for David Speedy. Not the first time he's been in trouble with the referee. He's a very volatile character, David. But he can afford a little wry smile. And a few words for the referee, which he may or may not have heard. Might be just as well for David Speedy if he didn't hear it. So an Arsenal free kick. A chance for Liverpool to break here. David Speedy, first player to be cautioned in this game. Ian Rush, whose goal divides the two teams. Campbell, well, he did well to keep that in play, let alone get his cross in. And Robillard, once again able to make a clean catch. But Campbell's been a constant threat to Liverpool. Now Beardsley leading the charge. Here's Rush. And that was handled surely then by Adams, who holds up his hand in acknowledgement. Houghton will take the free kick. Barnes is in there, and Rush and Speedy. Beardsley. Nicol. Two teams with outstanding pedigrees, of course. Liverpool champions for a record 18 times. 4 FA Cups, 4 League Cups. Successes in Europe too. This is Ian Rush, hounded and harassed by David O'Leary, who felt he made a fair challenge. The referee, who can't get away from him, doesn't appear too inclined to agree. Well, it did look to me like a nudge on Ian Rush by David O'Leary. The referee at first there, I think, looked as if he decided to wave play on, but then gave the free kick to Liverpool. So danger here. But soaked up by Arsenal. Or is it? Barnes. Lovely 1-2 then with Houghton. Barnes goes on. Oh, it's scooped over the top by Houghton. Well, he was a little off balance then. David Speedy was right behind him. And if Houghton had let it run through, Speedy might well have been in a better position, and I don't think he was to know that. Tony Adams. It's a rather sloppy pass, though, by the Arsenal skipper. So a substitution being made here for Liverpool, bringing on Steve Harkness for Glenn Hussein. Harkness, a Liverpool player with only very limited first-team experience. And a chance for him to show his mettle here in this match for the CALTEX Cup. Such a strong squad, of course, at Liverpool, and indeed at Arsenal. The competition is fierce for places. Lee Dixon guiding the ball back to David Seaman. Seaman, whose performances in goal for Arsenal were certainly a key to their championship success. Now Merson, oh, great effort, and what a magnificent save too by Bruce Robillard. Paul Merson, who's really come on in leaps and bounds in the past season or so, and he struck that superbly, but Bruce Robillard equal to it.
Keep it! I say, roll it quicker!
Staunton finding Speedy. Rush doing his best to evade the tackle. I think he was caught. Barnes. On for Speedy. Still Speedy. Oh, was he tripped then? Well, no, I think he just lost his footing. And in fairness, there was no real protest from David Speedie or any of the other Liverpool players. It's Michael Thomas. No way through there, though. Beardsley. Davis tightly into the tackle. Now Dixon. Arsenal looking to pull this goal back. David O'Leary now. Here's a check on Arsenal's championship record. Their recent title was the 10th. Also 5 FA Cups, a League Cup, a UEFA Cup, and of course their double winning year back in 1971 under the captaincy of Frank McClintock. Now Barnes feeding Speedy. Here's Rush. Great turn of speed then by Rush, who's so quick off the mark, but unable on this occasion to embarrass the Arsenal defenders. So much strength at the back for Arsenal. Really was a feature of their championship triumph. Now Dixon. Scott Smith waiting in the middle. And here's Merson now. Now can Arsenal produce something here? Winterburn. Shot was charged down. Still Winterburn. O'Leary. Arsenal capped here in the Liverpool half. And that's good tenacious play shown by Beardsley. And Arsenal might just get caught out on the counter-attack here. Barnes now. He's got Rush up with him. Here is Rush. They can't allow him too much room. And Barnes, the two players hesitating there, and I thought for a moment it was an offside decision. There certainly wasn't, and it was almost a goal for Liverpool as Barnes went in again. Yeah, Tony Adams there suggesting to the referee that the linesman's flag either was up or should have been. And there was a danger there of the Arsenal players losing their concentration. And it almost cost them a goal. Rush here, drilling it across, in goes Barnes. And they just kept it out. Now Perry Groves coming on for Arsenal. Alan Smith has gone off. And also David Rocastle, a man whose form has suffered a little in recent times. He's come on for Tony Adams. There's a switch about to be made by Liverpool too. They're going to bring on one of their promising youngsters, Jamie Redknapp. He's replacing David Speedy. And if the name is familiar to you, you may well remember his father, Harry Redknapp, who used to patrol the flanks for West Ham and is now manager of Bournemouth. Jamie Redknapp earmarked for an outstanding future. And here he is now, straight into the action. Well, he's prepared to show his skill. But away come Arsenal now with Merson. They still have the scent of an equalizer. Groves colliding there with Burrows. But no reason for the referee to give a free kick really to either side. And here's Barnes for Liverpool. Beardsley. So often these two weave a path to goal. Barnes with 16 league goals, the same tally as Rush during the last season. Redknapp now on for Barnes, but quite clearly he'd wandered offside. John Barnes, so often brilliant for Liverpool and frustratingly enigmatic for England. Beardsley for Barnes. Safely through though to David O'Leary. Winterburn. Time beginning to run out now for Arsenal. But only the one goal dividing the teams. And it's been a pretty close contest. David Burrows now. Liverpool anxious to take no chances now as they defend this slender lead. Now, neat interchange of passes then with Mike Marsh. Marsh again. He has featured as a substitute in recent times, but then his full debut coming just last weekend against Tottenham, the FA Cup finalists. Mike Marsh. Redknapp. Barnes on. Beardsley's offside. Sportingly bringing the ball back, and the match has been played in an excellent spirit, despite the two teams' determination to win the CALTEX Cup. And they're taking a welcome breather. Alan Smith, he's lost a few pounds out there. Tony Adams and Anders Limpar, who looks to have a shin injury. Certainly a rather nasty graze there. Got back to Grobbelaar in the end. And it was a bit of a scramble for Liverpool. And they haven't won this trophy yet. And all this is eating up a few more seconds. Redknapp now with Nicol. Inviting Arsenal to come and get the ball off him. Whistles from the supporters in the stadium. Liverpool in no hurry to set an attack in motion. Perhaps they might now. Towards Rush, good jump though by Bold. Now Rocastle, such a gifted player, David Rocastle. Now Winterburn going on, and he scored! Drama right at the last. In the last minute of the game, Nigel Winterburn, who didn't score in the league at all last season, has tucked in the equalizer for Arsenal. Well, perhaps he can't believe it himself. It was Redknapp who failed to get the tackle in. Winterburn going on, and with Grobbelaar committed, it was an open goal that Winterburn guided the ball into. 1-1. Now, if it stays this way with just seconds remaining, there won't be extra time, but there will be a penalty shootout to decide who wins the CALTEX Cup. Just when Liverpool had one hand on the trophy, it's snatched away from them by that last gasp equaliser. There's the final whistle, so it's down to penalties. It's Roger Manicombe, the referee, looking as hot as everybody else in these sultry conditions. Now the extra drama of the shootout. Ian Rush, I wonder if he'll be going to take a penalty for Liverpool. Thought that his goal was going to be enough until Nigel Winterburn scored at the very last few seconds of the game. So some refreshments and on with the penalties. Now the first kick is going to be taken by Peter Beardsley for Liverpool. Beardsley against David Seaman. 1-0 Liverpool. No problem there for the England international. Clearly has his own fan club in the stadium. Seaman guessing the right way, unable to reach the kick. Now Arsenal's first to be taken by Lee Dixon, who of course is their regular penalty taker. So he'll be expected to score, and duly does so. Very consistent penalty taker. And sending Bruce Grobbelaar the wrong way. 1-1. Now stepping up for Liverpool is Ray Houghton. And he's missed it. Fine save by Seaman. So it stays at 1-1. Excellent judgment by the Arsenal goalkeeper. The keepers haven't got too much to lose really in these penalty shootouts. Perry Groves for Arsenal, and he has scored 2-1. Big smile from Groves. And I wonder now then, are Arsenal going to take control of the shootout? It's looking that way at the moment. Steve Nicol stepping up for Liverpool. Very coolly done. It's 2-2. Nonchalantly tucked away by the Liverpool captain. And David Seaman almost motionless on his line. Now a chance for Arsenal to go 3-2 up. With Paul Merson. No problem. Merson very positively striding towards the ball, and Grobbelaar guessed wrongly again. So it's John Barnes for Liverpool. That's 3-3. Arsenal still with the advantage. Expertly taken by John Barnes. Just waited for Seaman to commit himself. It's Paul Davis now for Arsenal. Former captain of the team. And he scores. 4-3 to Arsenal. Poor old Bruce Grobbelaar hasn't got too close really to any of these kicks. Certainly no chance there for him. Ian Rush for Liverpool. And he's missed! The save by Seaman, and it's all over. Dismay for Ian Rush. Arsenal have won the CALTEX Cup. 4-3 on penalties. The overall result 5-4, 1-1 up until the end of normal time. And Arsenal clinching the trophy with the penalty shootout. Handshakes all round. As we move on then to the presentation of the CALTEX Cup and the medals to both teams. And it's certainly a handsome trophy that Captain Tony Adams will be collecting on Arsenal's behalf. So as we leave you, it's with another triumph then for Arsenal to add to their league championship success. 1991's been a great year for them so far, and a real twist to the tail here with Winterburn's late equalizer that took the match into penalties, and it was Arsenal's nerve that survived the test. From the National Stadium in Singapore, goodbye.